Hi guys, and welcome to Norwegian Modeling Bench. This is Kenneth, and today we have the 8th installment in the build series of the BB-63 USS Missouri. So today I will be looking at weathering, the superstructure, and the rigging. So I hope that you enjoy this one. Please click the like button if you do like, and I definitely like and appreciate comments. And if you don't subscribe to the channel, please do if you want to follow my builds. To weather the superstructure, I'm using a combination of oil paint and white spirit or mineral spirit. So making a mix with a small amount of oil paint into the white spirit. I've not actually gloss coated the superstructure before doing this, because I know that the paint that I'm using doesn't react to white spirit. Of course, otherwise you should definitely do that beforehand. And then I'm using a moist brush to well, make the weathering as I like, moving around on the oil paint and trying to get it distributed in a way that I get the effects that I'm looking for. And I'm definitely doing a subtle weathering. I don't like it to be too stark. All the images that I've seen of the ship, it's not that dirty and so on. I will add some rust later on, not much. And then I'm using salt streak to get some modulation also in the paint. So you have a bit of variation when looking at the superstructure. And of course it also simulates salt streaks from the seawater. And this is an enamel based weathering, but I'm using white spirit as well. It's time to start looking at the rigging, and I've got this Anatomy of the Ship book. It is for the Iowa class, or the Iowa ship, but it is an Iowa, Missouri is a Iowa class ship, so I think we'll be good using this one. So in this book we have this schema diagram that we can use to look at the rigging. There are also some photos that or 3D images that you can use to look at how the rigging is done. So we have rigging here going both vertically for the signal flags, both in the foremast, by the foremast, and the aft mast, going down to the signal flag bags. We also have some horizontal lines, which are also connected with some antennas down to the midship area. So I'm going to use Uschi van der Rosten rigging for all the vertical lines. So these are really good ones, also very flexible. And I'm going to use the standard size. Then I'm going to use this Epic Hobby line for all the horizontal rigging lines, because this is not that flexible, which also then, so it doesn't drop too much, and also when connecting the antenna lines, it won't drag down the rigging too much, at least. So that is my game plan. So the approach when adding rigging lines, at least for elastic ones, is always to have a fresh CA glue at hand. It soon becomes a bit stale, so it's a bit more difficult to get those attached. Just add a bit of CA glue to the point where the line starts, attach it, let it settle for a while, and then you attach it on the other end, again with CA glue, let it settle, and then use a scissor to to cut the wire to length. And I'm just using a regular nail scissor that you can find at the pharmacy, and use a new one, not necessarily of hygienic reasons, but that's a good point too. But to have it as sharp as possible. You definitely don't want to have like a half-cut line. And I'm starting out with all the vertical rigging lines before moving ahead with the horizontal ones. And as I said, I'm using the Epic Hobby ones for the horizontal, and these are metal, so it's a bit tedious to work with, but you get at least the tension that you would like when adding vertical lines later. Letting those settle, I'm then working on the antenna lines on top of the pilot house or bridge. As we saw in the anatomy of the ship, those lines were present. I've seen someone wondering if that was actually the case or not, but okay, if it's not, then I've made a mistake. Otherwise, I've followed anatomy of the ship, and that's what I've done in this build as well. And as you can see here, one end is attached and using a dot of CA glue at the other end, letting it, touching the line within the CA glue, and you instantly have a bond or knot. Then, of course, letting it cure for a bit before cutting it with the scissor. And as you can see, well, filming this at the same time as doing it is not very easy. Usually you would like to have a bit more space for your hands, but okay, that's how it is. And I hope it gives you at least a good impression of how I've done it. So then the vertical rigging lines have cured, and I can start attaching the vertical antenna lines down to those whip antennas that you will find in the midship. And same approach here, and also let that definitely cure for a while before attaching those vertical lines from the horizontal lines, because the attachment point to the vertical line is not necessarily very strong. So if you start too soon, it will definitely snap off. And you need to pay attention to the tension that you get on these ones. Otherwise, you will find that you either drag the line too much down, or you will get some of the vertical lines, they will just not have the correct tension, so it won't look good. So then we have all the rigging in place. So then I'm doing the marriage of the superstructure and the hull. And as always, I'm using E6000 for those kinds of works. Not adding too much, otherwise you will have glue seeping out from beneath the superstructure, and that's definitely not a good sight and requires a lot of work in afterhand. So I'm just pushing it down. I got a small gap in one place, and that is because of the flexibility of the deck. But that was expected and very hard to avoid, but it's not a big one. And as you can see, I'm using clamps to get that in place. So then we are finished with weathering and rigging. So this is the result. I hope that you enjoyed this one. So until next time, stay safe.